Hey everybody, welcome to the Paper Flowerfest live kickoff party. I'm gonna give everybody just a couple of minutes to get settled here. I have been seeing so many of you already in the chat over the last couple of days, getting excited. I have seen so many of you in the chat helping each other, answering questions for each other, and that is like the best thing ever because I just adore seeing our community support one another. That's what it's all about, right? It's why we don't craft alone. It's why we like to create a community right here. It's because we can get support in real time and we can celebrate each other. And if we get stuck or have questions, we're all here for each other. So who's excited for our today? I'm going to say hello in the chat here. It is popping. Okay. Kim from Texas, Christina from New York, Brooke from Oregon. Oh my gosh, all right, trying to keep up. You guys are on fire. Welcome, Debbie from Massachusetts. All right.
Somebody from France.
France, Israel. Yeah, we are an international crowd. We are international for sure. We get people from everywhere. I've seen South Africa several times and lots of Australians. Jenkinson, who is the Australian, actually, she's the global Sarah Queen, but that's where she lives. So we get lots of Aussies too, which I adore. We see Colorado, amazing. Orlando, of course. Of course, lots of people in Central Florida, Nevada, Alabama. All right, Quebec, Iowa. Awesome. All right. So, Deltona, Florida. Hey, Debbie. Alabama. Okay, we're getting a couple comments that buffering is really bad. So, microphone's a little strange. Let's try switching mics. I'll go to my computer mic and see if it works. Okay, I'm switching to my computer mic to see if that is going to help things. I'm going to keep talking randomly, welcoming people just to see if that helps with the audio. I just switched mics. So let me know if that helps. Is that helping or no? We'll figure it out. I got to keep talking. Is it better? 20-second plug this in. Okay.
The other thing, I don't know if we can switch it. I think you're on the other network.
Oh shoot, I'm on the other network. Yeah, I can't switch. Okay. Better. Videos glitching. Okay. So this will be fun. Can you guys hear? It's freezing a bit. Okay. Is there anything we can do with the extender? Because if I go offline, if I switch networks, it'll probably, I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen.
The worst case that will happen is it'll kick you off.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't restart the stream in the same stream room.
Yeah.
Then everybody loses the link and then it's total chaos. So
Give me 1 minute.
I would also say if you can switch over to another network just to make sure everything is closed out, that will help. Okay, well, I'm on Central Park Cafe. So the way our house is set up is we have 2 networks and it's supposed to be my job to switch over to our other network because it's a little bit stronger. Hopefully the audio is at least stronger now and maybe a little bit of freezing we can just work through. But if I switch to the other network right now, it's going to end this stream and then you guys will lose access to the link that the feed we're currently in. And so I could restart it, but then everyone has to head back over to YouTube. And I think that'd be a little confusing. So we're going to see if we can just keep going with that. A lot of people are saying it's doing better now. So the audio is good. Okay, we're just going to go with it, guys. Bear with us. I'll try to repeat myself with some things like you froze. A lot of people are saying they can hear us fine. So we're going to keep going. Are you doing something that's going to have a cause and effect in any negative way?
The only thing that you do is improve things. I'm going to add an extender to make this work much stronger in here.
Okay, but we already have it. Or is that the AKC
That's
extender?
the AKC.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My husband's doing techie stuff in the background. He's got the Euro extenders, the mesh networks. Okay, we're just trying to make sure we take care of you guys. Okay. All right, I'm just going to dive into it, you guys. We're going to go with it. He's going to try to do something in the background to help us, and there will be a replay. Freezing here and there, freezing sometimes. Okay, got it. All right, so we're just going to go with it. So Cricket Craft Fest. Did I just say Cricket Craft Fest, you guys? Paper Flowerfest. Excuse me, my brain just switched that one right out. No, Paper Flowerfest kickoff party. All right, so all of y'all hopefully have your free ticket. If you do not yet have your free ticket, you can hit share on this video, let people know, get their free ticket at abbykirstencollections.com/flowerfest. Yay. Okay, so I'm super excited. We're starting June 4th. Next week is when all of the workshops are going to drop. I'm laughing at this chat. It's actually quite distracting for me today. And I'm like a little extra tired today, you guys. So like the whole Cricket Craft Fest, switching it with Flower Fest terminology that I just did, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It'll be fun. It's going to be a fun ride. Okay. Vanessa says, get your free ticket and definitely get the VIP if your budget allows. Yes, we have lots of VIP. VIP awesome, Jill says. Amazing. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support Abby. Thank you so much, Michelle, for saying that. I appreciate it very much. Okay, so if you're like me, I'm a little bit type A. I like to kind of have a roadmap. And okay, my screen just glitched. Did you do something? My screen glitched. Okay, volume's still playing. That's the key part. Is even if the screen's glitching temporarily, the volume playing still keeps cohesion. There might have been a little blip there for a second, guys. My husband's trying to extend the mesh network to see if we can improve it, but we're gonna keep going. So today's roadmap, we are going to drop workshops starting June 4th for free ticket holders. Now, if you're a VIP pass holder, you already have access. You have lifetime access. Most of you know that. If you do not yet have your VIP pass, make sure you grab it before the early bird expires on June 3rd at 11:59 p.m. time. Okay, so the early bird price is good until then. After that, it's going to go up. It's going to go from $47. It's $47 right now, and it's going to go up to $57. So save that extra bit. Yeah. So my husband's being helpful here. He's multitasking. So our VIP pass is all of our 19 plus workshops, our templates, our PDF printables, our worksheets, our bonus workshops. We have 6 bonus workshops that are VIP only. We've got our floral arranging like a pro that's happening this Saturday. It's a live with me. Paper floral treat boxes. We've got our sticker collectibles, color theory guide fundamentals, 15% discount to the cards, 12 by 12 cardstock shop. That is my favorite resource. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, and I'm going to show you my colors. And then instant lifetime access, of course. So, okay. It's so nice that I have a permanent tech person in my home. Yes, but we have our problems too. Like we're just making it up as we go along, honestly. Okay, so let's talk about, we talked about free ticket. We talked about the difference with VIP pass. We're also going to be talking about tech basics today. Okay, so we're going to go over basically how to download templates during the how to upload them to Design Space if you happen to be a Cricut user. A couple quick tips if you're printing them out and doing PDF printables. We're going to do that as well. We're going to go over how to choose the best flower to start with if you haven't started on your flowers yet because you're a free ticket holder and you're waiting for the event to start. We're going to work on that as well, helping you get set up for success. Which ones are easier, which ones are a little bit more like intermediate to more advanced. And then we'll go over all of my supplies in detail. So I'll talk about different colors that I love, my top colors I use in my studios where it's like, which colors should I have in my craft room first? We'll talk about that for paper, distress oxides, all of that good stuff. And then we have a whole bunch of giveaways happening at the end as well. So, okay, sorry, I'm pausing. I'm seeing things happen. Please be careful with what you're doing because I don't want to like.
I'm watching YouTube and the live.
Yeah, there's a 10-second delay, which is normal. That's totally normal. But then we're going to be doing our giveaways at the end. So we're going to be giving away a Maker 4, and we're going to be giving away some cardstock packs. I'm going to be giving away some passes at the end as well. I'm going to be giving away a couple of my tool sets additionally. So that is our lineup for the day. We're going to dive right in. I feel like we've given everybody time to get settled. We got Sandy. Oh, I lost it. Sandy was giving us a shout out. VIP is so worth it. Already started making some flowers. I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. So let's dive right in. I like to start with a tell me something good segment. If you guys have been on our lives before, you know that I love to shout out what creators are doing in our community and give ourselves a little shout out. And I just want to share that real quick with you here. And babe, I know you were going to put the slides up just to show we could show off some creators, but I'm going to do it in real time because I'm feeling like I need that to ground myself right now. So, okay. So there have been hundreds and hundreds of beautiful creations. We just picked a handful this morning. I'm having a hard time reading these names, but it was Isabel who did the hydrangeas. Look at this beautiful arrangement in the middle. I want to say Colleen, I might have that wrong. John did our Queen Anne's lace. Look at these beautiful creations. I love seeing these results. I love what Nancy did here. She used our paper floral treat boxes for her 40th Ruby wedding anniversary. So cool. And Sandy, who made our irises, and Naomi here, who made a bunch of our irises and roses as well. And then we've got Trisha. She went to town. She did our peonies and our hydrangeas and our Queen Anne's lace and our roses. And I love Karen's roses here. Look how beautiful this turns out. And she did peonies as well. So huge shout out to every single creator who is making right now. We see you, we are celebrating you, and we want to see your creations too. So even if you're in process and it's not perfect, one thing I see all the time, you guys, is I see people post something and they say, oh, it's a little crooked, or oh, it didn't turn out right, or oh, it doesn't look like Abby's, or something of that nature, right? That's okay. That's actually the point. Your creativity is unique to you, and you're not meant to get it right the first time. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be you in process and you in journey through this process of creativity. And I will celebrate, we will all celebrate that with you every step of the way. So whether you have like, I just cut my flowers out and I got my ink on them, fantastic, post it. We want to see it in our Facebook group. Go post it. Send us an email if you're not on Facebook. We want to see it. We have a whole channel in our team where we just post photos like that and testimonials, and it fuels our team. So please share. All right. How's it doing over there so far?
We got tons. Somebody was asking if they could use the joy to make these flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. You can use the joy. And I'm going to go over when we get over to the schedule page in just a minute, where we talk about the different workshops that are dropping. You can use the joy, and there's actually, I think all the flowers this year. Yeah, it'll work for all of the flowers. But I'll give you some tips about our basics videos that we have that'll help you if you have a joy versus a full-size machine. And then, of course, if you're cutting by hand, there's options for that too. So yeah, we've got all of that going on.
And somebody asked if they need to sign up for the giveaways.
No, so we'll go over more giveaway details today. There's 2 ways the giveaways are happening today. If you were in our emails and you signed up and got your free ticket, you saw all the instructions are how the giveaways are happening. But basically how it's working is if you post a photo of a project for right now, because the event hasn't started, that's for VIPs, but you can post a photo during the event. You can post a photo after the event. If you post a photo, you're going to be entered for the giveaways. Now, if you're like, hey, I have a free ticket, I haven't been able to make anything yet, then all you need to do is share about the event, screenshot that you shared about it, wherever you shared it, drop it in our group or email it to us, and that enters you for the giveaways. That's it. That's simple. So 2 options. Share about the event if you haven't had a chance to make any flowers yet, or you're a free ticket holder, or if you're a VIP pass holder and you are already making flowers, post a photo or one in progress, whatever. It does need to be your own photo. Yes, we get people who try to, we know, y'all, we know. You will not be chosen. That's our final scan. We randomly pick, and then we're like, yeah, wait, this is somebody else's photo, or we saw this 2 years ago. We will know, my friends. We will know. All right. Anything else before I head over to our schedule page? Oh, lovely. Show your process when you're making them by hand. Like, take a photo of you cutting them out, or, all of your hand. I love seeing that. So we have so many people who have cutting machines in our community, and obviously cutting machines do make our lives easier. But I really have a lot of respect for the scrappiness of cutting by hand. I used to do that for years. Back when I was selling paper floral bouquets and arrangements on Etsy to like brides and for celebrations and stuff, I would actually make them and I would package them and ship them. Can I tell you how daunting it was the one time that the package got lost? in the mail and I had to remake everything. It was so bad.
Oh,
It was so bad. And I didn't have a studio or anything. It was just a dining room table. So it was like, we didn't use our dining room, basically. It was just my craft space, which I have a feeling you guys can relate to. Okay. So what we're going to head over to now is, and feel free to, interject as I go if there's questions that come up, because I'm trying to go in real time, but I want to make sure that we're pausing to answer questions along the way.
The only other thing I can think of real quick is to plug your computer directly into the ear.
Yeah, but I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. We're going to have to, it seems like the audio is holding pretty well now since I switched the mic. So I apologize for the glitchiness, guys. That's on me. I didn't switch my network over before we started. If I try to do anything now, I could lose the feed altogether and then it would end the stream. So we're just going to keep going. And I will not make that mistake for the rest of the lives this week. So bear with us. And of course, there will be a replay. So if you need to go back and listen to something a second time, that'll be available to you. So don't worry about that. Okay, let's go over to our schedule page and talk about beginner versus intermediate and flowers to start with and all the workshops that are dropping. So I'm going to add to stage my screen sharing here. We're going to remove this and we're going to head over to the schedule page. Not that one. Look at that. CraftFest is taking over our lives today. There we go. That's the right one. All right, you guys should all see my screen. And I just want to go over all of our workshops that are dropping, and then I'm going to help you choose your first bloom. Or if you've already started making blooms because you're a VIP pass holder, then what we're going to do is I'm going to about what is the next step in terms of, hey, I made a couple of maybe the beginner ones. Now I want to try my next one, like help you choose your next adventure, basically. All right, so heading down here, let's talk about our Bloom with Basics collections first. So our Bloom with Basics is all of the fundamentals that you need that are going to apply across the board to every flower. So for every single flower, we need to know things like, how am I going to set up my cutting machine? How am I going to cut efficiently by hand? What are the supplies and resources? And we're touching on supplies and resources here today. But I'm going a little bit more in depth in terms of like the colors and my brand choices and that kind of stuff. This is a little bit more of a high level video. And today we're kind of taking it a layer deeper. So still watch this one, but it's going to pair nicely with this live today and what we're doing. So you can kind of know the depth of brands versus like my favorite colors and all that. Working with distress inks and oxides. So these are core fundamentals of pairing certain colors together, application processes, and the different ways you can apply your ink or oxides, the differences between inks and oxides, all that's covered in that video there. And then we have shaping small and giant flower leaves. Now we actually don't have giant flowers in the core workshops this year, although we do have some featured for our VIPs, but this will still give you a great foundational understanding for all leaves, whether they're giant or small, vines, all of that. So if you're seeing leaves and vines and things like that in the tutorials, of course, we teach you things in the tutorials, but this is just an extra video. It's like, here's how you can shape, here's how you can stem, here's how to kind of mix up and create variety. So it gives you a little bit more depth just on greenery in general. Then we have a video covering my paper blooms kit, and then we'll go over when we get to supplies in just a few minutes here. But this is really great. I know a lot of you already have it. Raise your hand in the chat. Say, yep, if you're familiar with the toolkit and you have it already. This is a creation of my own, and this helps you shape your petals, cup them. You can add details to them. Like veining and ridging to your leaves and your flowers. And so this video shows you how to use it. And if you choose to purchase this tool and add it to your arsenal of tools, then you'll have a video that shows you how to use it. So our Bloom with Basics here, these are 6 workshops that are available all 3 days. So all 3 days of the event, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th, you can watch these. They're available to you. Let's take a quick pause there and grab a drink before we head down and talk about the next set of blooms, and then we'll start talking about the beginner-friendly ones. What things are you seeing pop out in terms of comments, questions?
What is the best alternative for distress inks and oxides?
Best alternative. So there's a few different mediums that you can play with, like, you could definitely play with like acrylic paint pens. I've seen people play with distressed crayons or even just regular crayons or regular markers. You're not going to necessarily get the same blending effect, but you can definitely play with that if you have some of those things on hand. Just test it out. Pan pastels are good as well. The reason I generally don't recommend pan pastels is because they are very chalky and very messy unless you spray and set them, and the inks aren't. Once they're dried and they're on the paper, like, you're good to go. So I know that distress inks and oxides can be one of those things where you kind of have to just like work through it, collecting the colors because they're like $5-6 a piece. But highly recommend that as you are able, just start collecting some of the key colors, which I actually am going to show you guys. What the top 3 I should get. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes.
People are asking how to share pictures.
Sharing pictures, sharing them in our Facebook group. I'll have my husband go ahead and drop that in the chat. It also should be linked in the YouTube video description below. You're going to find a whole bunch of links. We're going to call out a bunch of things here in just a few minutes. So check the YouTube video description below. You're going to see a bunch of links, but our Facebook group is where you can share your pictures. If you're not on Facebook, you can always reply to one of our emails that goes out. That goes to our help desk. We'll take the photos from the emails. So that's where you can share pictures. Yep. And if you want to be in the group, like, you can always create an account on Facebook if you don't have one. Enjoy it for the event and then close it down afterwards. You don't have to, like, I know some people are like, I'm not on Facebook. I know. I'm generally like, I'm on Facebook for business, but I'm not on Facebook socially. I'm on there for you guys, basically. That's about it. I guess that is social, but it's social through our community. Like, I don't personally engage on my own profile or do anything over there at all. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move down to day 1. This is Thursday, June 4th. There's 4 workshops dropping that day. And again, remember the Bloom with Basics, that is going to be also available on that day as well. So you're going to have all 6 of the workshops up here, plus these 4 to enjoy on June 4th. So we've got the Tea Rose, the Garden Duchess, the Garden Dutch Iris, the Iceland Field Poppy, and our live Statement Snake Plant. So our live happens at 2 p.m. Yes, there will be a replay for the full 24-hour period. Okay. So the full 24-hour period from 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. the following day. You will get that even if you can't catch it live. And everything else is dropping at 9 a.m. Eastern time that day. All these details will be sent out via email. So it's all coming to you. You don't have to remember any of this. Don't worry about that. But in terms of beginner friendly, so our Iris takes the cake here in terms of beginner friendly. This is super simple. How many of you, tell me in the chat right now, how many of you have already made the Iris as a VIP? I think there's a lot of you, because that's one's been, I think, would you agree, Mike, that that's like, the Iris has been our top trending one so far for our VIPs already posting in the group?
Yeah, that one and the Tea Rose.
And the Tea Rose, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Poppy's been pretty high up there as well. I've seen quite a few of the Poppy. But the Iris, if you're like, what's the easiest one today on June 4th for me to make? The easiest beginner-friendly one, go with that Iris. It's nice and simple. There's not a lot of layers. There's not a lot to the process. And it's an easy win to give you a lot of confidence in what you're creating. The second easiest one would be our Poppy. That one's pretty simple as well. It does not require a whole lot of skill or technique to it. Now the Tea Rose, everyone is eating the Tea Rose up, as my husband said a minute ago, but it is a little bit more on the intermediate side. So I am not at all suggesting that you don't do it if you're a beginner. I think you absolutely should do it as a beginner. And I've seen so many beginners start with the Tea Rose and be really, really successful at it. So super, super proud of my community for that. But the Tea Rose, I'd say the most challenging part of it is the way you have to build the layers from the inside out. Okay, so it's just a longer process. That's it. But if you want to settle into that and really just, what I would tell you is if you're going to start with something that's a little more intermediate and you're a beginner, like start with a lot of grace and patience for yourself, because you might nail it out of the gate. We see a lot of people do that. But if you don't, that doesn't mean the next rose isn't going to be better or that you can't do it. Okay, so just like to set that tone for everybody so you feel really confident and successful. We also teach a rosebud in that one. So if you're also like, start the bud, or two. Let me check over here. Well, actually, I can't check in the chat right now because my screen's sharing, but is there anything popping up? I know it's moving fast. If we miss your comment, please know it's not intentional. Feel free to pop it back in again. Hopefully we'll see it. It's just moving quite quickly. Our statement snake plant, while he's checking for questions, that's our live. And that one I would say is like, it's definitely not difficult. It's definitely not as difficult as like trying to conquer a rose right out of the gate. There's some painting involved. So the process is really fun. It's quite simple for a plant tutorial. It's quite simple for that. And I'll be live in real time with you on that. So if you want to ask questions in the moment, that's going to really help in terms of, starting that if you're a beginner. Now, if you are a bit more intermediate, then I would definitely say lean towards that tea rose and start, trying a new level if you haven't done that one yet. Okay, anything? I feel like I need to have 2 monitors. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up on I can pull you guys up on my phone. I was just seeing if I could pull up the chat on my phone, because if I share right now, no, I got it. Let's move on to day 2. I'm going to try to pull up chat on my phone so I can make sure I'm actually can see you guys in real time too. You channel. I'll get there in a minute. Paper flower supply kickoff. That's the one we're on. Let's do that. And chat. There we go. Yay. Okay. Lori says, your flowers are so pretty. One day I'll give them a try. I hope you do, Lori. You will enjoy them. I'm just loving the tool set. Good. Yes, we'll get to the tool set in just a couple of minutes. Let's talk about day 2. Okay. Day 2, which is Friday. There's 4 more workshops dropping. Well, 3 workshops plus a Q&A. And then of course the the bloom with basics will be the Queen Anne's lace, the peony, and the silver dollar eucalyptus. So Queen Anne's lace, by far easiest of them all. Now, it's intricate, meaning there's a lot of repetition to it, but it is so simple you could probably have a 3-year-old do it with you. Like, that's how easy it is. I'm not kidding. Like my daughter, she's not 3, she's 11, but she's over there and she like cranked out a whole bunch of them, and I gave her like 2 seconds of instruction and she's like, done, because it's just that simple. But look how pretty it looks when it's all together. Also, I apologize if I'm getting the person's name wrong, but there was somebody in our Facebook group, I think her name was Sherry. And shout out to Sherry if you're here and I have that name right. I hope I do. But she had this brilliant idea that I didn't think of when I was making these flowers. For the Queen Anne's lace, it's a lot of little buds. And so you have to like drop all the buds onto a base to build up that really fluffy look. And so it can be like a little intricate to deal with on your fingers. You got to like push it together. And when placing it down in the glue, she's like, use a toothpick. It helps so much. And she just presses things around with the toothpick. And then you don't have to worry about like getting your finger in there. And like even the most narrow fingers in the world, it's going to be a little challenging. So use a toothpick. That was a brilliant hack from, I believe her name was Sherry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. I'm definitely going to try that in the future when I make more. The most challenging, the more intermediate one would be our Duchess peony. So again, I've seen beginners do this. They knock it out of the park. Don't be afraid of it. But there's just a lot more layers to it. And there's a lot of cupping of the petals. And so that one would just be more of, hey, if you're up for a challenge as a beginner or you're ready to kind of ascend to that next level, go for the Duchess peony. The eucalyptus branch, that one's pretty simple. I'd say it's not as simple as the Queen Anne's lace, but it's pretty simple overall because it's really just wire and single leaves. And then the way you actually compose and arrange it is kind of the art form of it. And then if you choose to add like or in this tutorial, that can be the slightly more intricate part of the tutorial, but it is optional. So definitely like medium on the scale of difficulty, not overly hard, not overly hard. And then we have our live at 2 p.m. that day on Friday the 5th, live with me, 2 p.m. And this will be a full Q&A. So after we've had a couple days together where you've been looking at the basics, you've been looking at all these workshops thus far, you're probably going to come with some questions. You're going to be like, this is a problem I'm running into with a supply, a technique I'm struggling with. You're going to have questions along the way. And I want to make sure I'm here answering them for you. And you're not like, I'm stuck and I'm frustrated and I'm overwhelmed. And then what happens? We all go, I'm not creative enough. I can't do this. I'm not crafty. Actually, you are. I got you. So if you have questions, and I'm going to put a prompt up in our emails and in our community group that you can submit things ahead of time and then come live with me as well with your questions. We're going to go through a whole Q&A that day. It's going to be really meaty and juicy. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let me take a quick pause and look here. Yay. Okay. Can't wait to get started. How long is each day? So for the lives, Kathy, those are going to be about an hour. Sometimes they go over a little bit, but those will be about an hour. And then, of course, all the other workshops drop on demand. So that will just drop at 9 a.m. every day and be available for the full 24 hours. And VIPs, of course, will get lifetime access right now. Eucalyptus will be a nice addition. Yes, the eucalyptus is beautiful if you pair it with like these other flowers as a greenery. So I know I'm small on the screen right now. I'll show you this again. But this is like eucalyptus sticking out in the arrangement here. And we're going to do an arrangement on VIPs. This will be a VIP workshop. So let's talk about day 3. Day 3, of course, we have Build with Basics again. Bloom with Basics. I don't know why I do that. My brain switches them. Pacific Dahlia. I'm kind of obsessed with the Pacific Dahlia. She's pretty. She's really pretty. I also am kind of obsessed with like the warm colors of it. The lemon lime prayer plant, the garden hydrangeas, and the monstera plant. So in terms of easiest beginner-friendly flower that day, hydrangeas are going to be your best friend. So they actually look quite complicated, I think, to the eye just because of their fullness, their fluffiness, all of that, right? But they're so simple. They're very actually similar to Queen Anne's lace in terms of it's a lot of repetition, but like you almost can't mess it up. Like it's that simple. So if you're a beginner and you want the best one to start with that day, go with hydrangeas. The Pacific Dahlia would be considered the slightly more intermediate one just because of the layers that you've got to do there. And then we have the plants, which I'm super excited about. So of the 2 plants, the monstera plant is going to be the slightly easier one. The lemon lime prayer plant is going to be, it's not harder per se. It's just because we're going to be adding more ink and we're going to be adding those stripes. It's just an extra process step. So not difficult, just an extra process step. When I'm quantifying beginner, I'm quantifying by what is your quickest win, like in terms of speed and process, and doesn't require a lot of advanced techniques. So that's what I'm quantifying these workshops by. But all of these, of course, are designed with explanations for beginners. And then we have, for our VIPs, we have floral arranging like a pro. So you'll join me Saturday in my craft room again at 2 p.m. And for everyone who decides to upgrade to VIP, I'm going to teach you how to arrange like a pro. So let me actually put myself back on the screen here. Hang on. I know you're seeing black. Or it's being weird. There we go. Hi. So this is our arrangement workshop that we're going to be doing. And you do not have to have this many flowers. So don't panic if you're a VIP and you're like, I don't have that many flowers. That's okay. We're going to go over core principles for arrangement. So whether you're making something more grand like this, or you're doing something that's in a smaller vessel, smaller vase, or you just want to come back to the video, because again, you'll have lifetime access. Even if you don't attend live, you'll get that replay in your past account. You can then come back to it when you have all your flowers and be like, all right, now I'm ready to do an arrangement. I got everything I need, and I got my video on how to do that. So this will be on Saturday as our live. Okay, perfect. Let me see. Thank you guys. You're saying can't wait for the VIP class. Plants are awesome. Can't kill those, right? Can't kill the plants. Yeah.
People are digging all the house plants.
I'm glad you guys like the house plants. I can't wait to see yours because I've been wanting to do them for a long time. And it was 2 weeks ago, my husband and I have a money tree, like a real one, that I've kept alive for almost 3 years. And I was like, I think I can safely graduate to another house plant, like a real house plant, and not kill it. So we went to a local nursery here called Yard Stop, and we got a ficus and the golden pothos or pothos. I'm probably saying that wrong. Pothos, I think it is. And supposedly those are very hardy plants as well. So I got those like 2 weeks ago. They're still alive. They look good. I'm trying to branch out. You know, it's like we were paper flowers galore, and I was like, maybe I can have some real house plants too. I'm actually probably not giving myself a lot of credit. I'm doing what you all do with paper flowers. I'm doing that with houseplants and gardening for sure. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So let me, I do want to call out just for clarity for all of our VIPs, because we have so many VIPers on here. Down here, this is where we're at right now. We're at the Bloom Brief. Yay. But for all of our VIP pass holders, in addition to that other live workshop, which is mentioned again right here, we have all these other bonus workshops too. So we have our wisteria, our treat boxes, which we saw Nancy did an amazing job on those for her wedding anniversary. And then we've got some giant flowers. So if you're interested in making giant flowers for wall decor, bulletin board decor, wedding decoration backdrops, baby showers, all those things, we've got my giant wild rose and my large dahlia wallflower. We also have our wild rose flower chandelier. And then we have a workshop on how to hang giant flowers. So if you want to hang these up, whether it be on a wall or a freestanding backdrop, we have a workshop on how to do that. We've got all of our 2026 Flowerfest sticker collectibles. So all of the flowers and plants we featured this year, we turned them into sticker designs so you can enjoy them that way as well. And then we have our color theory guide. I've been hearing a lot of talk in the community lately about people who are like, I'm struggling with pairing colors. We've all been there. I still struggle some days, honestly. I'm like, I'm feeling these colors, but they're not feeling each other. But that color theory guide, that's going to come in handy if you're struggling with that. And then, of course, we have our 15% discount to the 12 by 12 cardstock shop, which is where I get all of my paper from. Really great people, small family-owned business as well. Definitely support them, but I love, love, love their products. So those are your extra perks as a VIP. I just wanted to mention that since I know we have so many VIPers on here. That's all loaded in your account. All right, let me stop sharing my screen.
Somebody was asking, how do you clean your paper flowers or like the arrangements?
Clean them? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Clean. So when you say clean, I'm assuming you also mean like
Dust.
Yes, dust. Okay. So I love this topic because I get this all the time. So 2 ways I recommend. First is get a makeup brush. Yes, a makeup brush. And you're literally going to, do I have one of them here? You can also use a paintbrush. I don't have the makeup brush right next to me, but I'm going to improvise with a paintbrush, okay? So let me get my flower. Here is one of my poppies. So these will sit, and then maybe like every 4 weeks or so, you're gonna be like, oh, I want to dust it, right? Just come in, makeup brush or even a paintbrush, and you just give it a little dust like this. Another thing you can do, cans of compressed air can sometimes work for the hardier flowers. You can just keep it at a bit of a distance just to break it off. But I find this to be the simplest. The key is to not let it accumulate. I've had blooms that we just moved not long ago. And so there were some blooms that had been sitting on the shelf forever, and I did not dust them. And it was like really thick on there. And I came in here and I started dusting them, and some of it came off, but it left a residue. So as long as you're doing this, like maybe once a month, depending on like, if you don't have pets or anything, and it's kept in an area where there's not a lot of just dander and traffic and extra stuff, you might be able to go further like than a month, maybe 6 to 8 weeks. But doing that dusting can help. If you are in a position where it's like, hey, I'm storing these versus displaying them, obviously display, then yeah, you're gonna have to come in and dust. But if you're storing them, just keeping them under like a cheesecloth, just something like a dust cover, if you're like setting them on a shelf, or just covering it or putting it into a plastic storage container. You can even just have the arrangement in a vase and just set it down in a container so it stays nice and together. And in that way, it'll stay safe and dry and all of those good things. So that would be what I would recommend.
And on top of that, someone's asking, is there something you can do to keep the paper from fading?
With sunlight, you're going to experience some fade. Now, the one hack is you can use a UV resin spray if you want. You can get clear ones on Amazon. And when you're done with your flowers, maybe you have them in their arrangement, you're all good to go. You can hold it about 10, 12 inches back, light coat, let it set, wait for it to dry 5 minutes, second coat, and that will help protect. I would not say it's going to eliminate. Like when 2 years of sun exposure passes, you're going to see some reduction. But that said, I've had a few flowers that I've sat in windows. I'm trying to think, I have to say they were in the windows for at least 2 years, maybe longer. And while they had faded a little bit, they still had color. It's not like they turned white or anything like that. So worst case scenario, you can enjoy them for a very long time. And then best case scenario, do that little coating, or maybe just move them to a spot where there's not as much direct light. And it's just not getting that, concentrated source. So yes. All right. So how are we feeling about the workshops? What flower, if you haven't made anything yet, if you're a free ticket holder, what flower are you going to start with? Tell me in the chat. If you're a VIPer, tell me also what flower you're going to start with, or maybe what you're going to make next if you've already made some. I want to see what you guys are saying. Okay. Iris. Yes. Snake plant. Love it. Snake plant. Poppies, plants, lots of plants. Hydrangeas next. Okay, I love that. Tea rose, iris. Yeah, that iris is on fire, y'all. Poppy, stickers. That's a VIPer raising their hand. I'm gonna go make those stickers. Rose, poppies and peonies. Can't wait to do the iris, snake plants, peonies. Amazing, roses. All right, so we can see the clear hits that we're starting with here. And that's why I wanted to walk you through that, because I want you guys to be very intentional. My goal is for you to have creative activation. I don't care if you're a free ticket holder or a VIP pass holder. My goal is I walked away, I made something. I felt good about the process. I'm proud of what I created. I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to connect with myself, my creativity, do something with my family, my friends. That's what this practice is about, right? So that's my only goal for you. Okay. All right. Let's move on to our craft TikTok. So I just want to walk through real quick how to download and upload templates. This is a quick brief for those who are not familiar. And then we're going to move into the curated supply walkthrough. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen again. Sharing screen. All right. Let's come over to, okay, so I'm on my schedule page right now, so give me 1 second. Yeah, just a second. So on day 1 of the event, and of course, as I say, try to be clear, VIPs, you already have access to all this in your account, but on day 1 of the event, you're going to get email from us, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can use a time zone converter if you're not sure what time that is for you. And you're going to get links. A mock-up of what that workshop page is going to look like. There's going to be a video on it for, let's say, snake plant. And beneath that video, there's going to be a button. That button is going to take you to click over to Google Drive. Okay. So you've taken the photo down now? Okay. This is going to take you over to Google Drive when you click on the button on that workshop page. This will go for all workshops. And it's going to give you access to the templates. Okay. And you're going to come in here. You're going to download your templates. There's a couple different ways you can download your templates. You can download them by downloading the entire folder, which is going to come as a zip file. If you're familiar with a zip file, great. If you're like, Abby, you're speaking Greek to me, ignore everything I just said. You're going to do this next part. The next, if you don't know what a zip file is, I don't know how to download a folder, yada, yada, all that stuff, then all you need to do is click on these 3 dots. I'm in this mode here, this gallery mode, but you can also be in the stack mode. Both get you to the same place. And just look for the download button, okay? If you're in the stack mode, you can see a little arrow right there. It says download. And we'll click download. And give it a second. It'll probably glitch for a minute, guys, because it's downloading something. I'm just going to put this over on my desktop here for a minute. This is the PDF, okay? So if you're cutting by hand, here's PDF. Okay, we got our snake plant PDF right here. And if you're cutting by hand, then of course you can use a PDF reader. Most of you probably already have that installed on your computer. If you do not, Adobe Reader is free online to use. Just download on your computer. Print these. You can file it. You can have it say fit to page, click print, you're good to go. And then you can go watch that Bloom with Basics that talks about how to cut by hand. So it'll go over like, oh, am I tracing this? Can I cut right onto can I print right onto my cardstock? Yes, you can if your printer can handle that. But that's all you need to do if you're cutting with scissors, okay? Nice and simple. Now, back over here, if we're downloading our SVG cut file and we're using a cutting machine, we're gonna hit download. Okay, I'll put this one here too. Okay. There's my SVG file. I've got this nice little preview right here. Yours might say Chrome, Firefox, Edge, HTML. If it doesn't look like this, it doesn't mean you did anything wrong or there's anything wrong with the file. It's just how my computer is displaying this, okay? So locate the SVG file. If it didn't go to a saved location, it might be in your downloads folder, okay? Then we're gonna come over, in my case, to Cricut Design Space. Okay, you would open up a project. So if you're on the home screen, we can just hit New Project. We want blank canvas. Start designing. So place that, okay? Locate your upload button in the design panel. Click Upload Image. Find where you saved that SVG file and drag it over. Click Continue at the bottom. Click Upload. And there you have it. You've got your file here. Ready to go. And if you want to play with scale at all, you're more than welcome to. You can always right click and hit Ungroup, okay, to select these individually if you want to play with different sizes and scaling. If you're, let's go over to, here's my T rows. If you're messing with flowers in particular here, the plants have a little more wiggle room because the leaves can all kind of be different sizes. But if you're messing with flowers, strongly recommend that if you're making any adjustments outside of the leaves, that you're always scaling as a group, okay? So right now this is grouped all together, all grouped. But if I were to come in here and ungroup this, and then I were to start scaling these individually, now we've completely changed the proportion and the outcome of our rows. So if you're like, I want an overall slightly smaller rows, then scale as a group, okay? Click, hold, and drag at those corners and just scale it down, okay? Just like that, okay? Let me pause, see what questions are coming up.
I think you're talking about the supplies later, but people are asking where can they find them.
Yep, we're getting into supplies next, guys. I just wanted to do this tech talk real quick so everybody felt like, so what I see happen a lot in our communities, people are like, I'm ready to go. And then they're like, wait, how do I upload? How do I download? Now, I know a lot of you are very competent and you've already like done this many, many, many times. So it's just second nature to you. But for all of our beginners who are not yet there, I try to always make sure that it's like, hey, here's how to do it. You feel like you're set up for success. You've at least got some core basics and you don't feel like you're navigating in the dark. So we're going to supplies in just a minute though. Suzanne is asking, are uploads scaled at the size you use in my pictures? Yes. Yes, the uploads are scaled to the sizes that I am using in the videos and all of that. Yes. How do you protect your paper flowers from humidity and wilting? Well, obviously keep them in. The UV spray can help a little bit with the humidity just because it's a layer of protection. So as I mentioned earlier, but there's honestly not a huge amount you can do. Now I will tell you, where's this? Yeah, let's get this one right here. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I think we're good on all of this here. This is just a quick run through I wanted to do for everybody, but if you need more support, of course you can reach out to us, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. But let me come back over here. Okay, this is a hydrangea that I made this version 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And now it didn't set in direct sunlight, I will tell you that. But we live in Florida. We just moved out of a house that was built in '89. So it was not a house that was like, ooh, new construction, everything's nice and tight. Like the seals, there was some leaky humidity in there. And this is how my hydrangea looks. Like it's still good. It's still firm. So in general, it's not a huge problem. It's not a huge problem. Okay. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, Florida. All right, let me pause real quick and see. I think we're on to talking about supplies. I feel like we're doing good. Yeah. Feeling good? Doing good? Okay, good. Good. I heard I felt an energetic yes coming through the screen. So
And then somebody was asking if they want half Flowerfest flowers, how do they get those?
yes, so this is our 4th annual Flower Fest. And so we do have 3 other years of Flower Fest content. I will tell you that there is a few of them live inside of our A-Stars membership, but wildly speaking, they are still in their own little bundles. And that's an internal request. So if you would like them, deliver those links to you for you to grab them. But you'll just need to reach out to us directly at hello@abbykirstingcollections.com, because what we typically do is we put them back, like we call it just like back in the vault or not front facing, so that it's exclusive. Like every year is exclusive for our VIPs. So just an exclusive experience. But we have a lot, we do have like a handful of them in A-Stars, and I am going to start probably making that a perk for our members where they're going to start getting some of that as part of their perk. So we have lots of A-Star crafters, and that's not coming till much later, guys. So don't ask me 20 million questions, because I don't have the answers. It's coming much later. But all right, yay! Oh, on my way to Florida right now. We love that. Okay, yeah. And if you don't have a cutting machine, that's fine. That's fine. Literally, even with the Queen Anne's lace, I give you a workaround for it. So watch that video. If you're like, I love that, but it looks too intricate, or the hydrangeas, like I have a workaround for you. So watch those videos. You'll be good to go. All right, let's move on to supplies. Okay. Ooh, stargazer lilies. There are crush for stargazer lilies. I don't think I have stargazer lilies. I have lilies. I have like an Easter lily. I have a tiger lily. But I don't think I have a stargazer. Thank you for that recommendation, though. All right, supply time. Supply time. Ready? Okay. Let's talk about paper first. Oh, hang on. I just stacked my notes over here. You're like, Abby, I don't even know what to say. Here we go. Oh, that was my pens. Okay, let's talk about paper. So as I mentioned, I love the 12 by 12 cardstock shop. It is an online shop. So don't be confused by the name shop in the title. It is online. You can purchase everything online. And they have lots of different types. They have smooth cardstock. They have textured cardstock. They've got different like finishes on their cardstock. I use the Encore textured, which is what we're going to talk about most today here. But feel free to explore other ones, okay? Feel free to explore others as well. Yes, as you can see, there's already people who are loving 12 by 12 because they're familiar with them. Yes, so let's talk about, you can use 8.5 by 11, okay? If you want to go to Michael's and grab some of their paper packs, totally fine. Did that for years. There's not a right or wrong. Don't get caught up in it has to be this brand or I can't make paper flowers. This is just what I'm saying. If you want what I'm using, go with this. What I recommend if you're getting started with their paper is to get a swatch book, okay? These don't cost very much. The links for everything we're about to talk about in the video description, okay? In the video description. And my husband's going to drop it in the chat randomly as we go too, but no, it's moving fast. So obviously video description, where you're going to go for that. Encore, swatch books. They also have like the smooth ones too if you don't want the texture. But look at all the colors. And the reason I recommend this is because this is going to allow you to really, because like things on computer screens, they can sometimes not look the same in person. Or if you're just trying to pair a bunch of things together, you're trying to get a vibe for like, oh, does this color pair well with this color? All of that. And our color theory guide for the VIPs can absolutely help with that too. So I love that this past spring, recently, like 2 months ago, they just increased all of their colors. I think they added like 42 more colors or 46 more colors to their lineup. And what I love highlighting more than anything, because fellow avid crafters are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Oranges and yellows have always been a problem. Usually like when you go to like Michael's, you get like 2 oranges and 2 yellows to pick from. they're one of the harder shades to find. But look at all of the yellows, shades of yellow that they have. So many. Same with orange. So many. They just increased them quite a bit with this last drop that they did. So many good shades, so many good hues. I love it. I love it. I love it. So highly recommend this because then you can grab it and you can be like, oh, I like these colors. I don't like these pair well together, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Now you're going to get them in packs like this. And they'll come with the name on it. And the names are written on this as well. So you can always come back to the swatch book and be like, this is the linen color, which is one of my favorite colors is the linen. It's like a nice ivory kind of color. It's not bright white. It's like a, I'd say like a muted ivory color. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about my favorite colors. Can you throw up? Okay. Now make sure you're on full screen so you can see this. Okay. So if you're on your phone, turn it long ways, make sure it's full screen, screenshot this if you want. Okay. So some of my top favorite colors for the Encore is Dusty Rose. I like the Mulberry, Linen. I love Linen. That's the one I just showed you. Violet, Marigold, Forest Moss, Aspen Green, Peach Whisper, Straw Hat, and Pesto Green. Now I have way more colors than this, obviously, in my craft space, but these are the ones I return to again and again and again and again and again, like the most predominant ones. Okay. So strongly recommend those colors. Throw it back up there for just another minute so they can screenshot. And then I might walk them through my let's say real quick, and then I may walk them through over on the other side too. Yes, the Pesto Green. I'm obsessed. I bought 2 packs of the Pesto Green. I have 1 sheet left after everything I created for Flowerfest because I loved it so much. And the Aspen Green is my close second. If you want that touch of muted blue, Aspen Green is really, really good for that. Okay. Yes. If you are looking for the discount for your VIP, that discount is going to be in your VIP Pass account. Just saw a couple comments about that. So we can't announce it here, obviously, because that is exclusive to VIP holders. But go ahead and log in your account and then look in the bonus section. You'll see the code in there. Load your card up. And if you use our link, which we'd really appreciate if you use the link that's in this video description or in your VIP account, that gives us an affiliate commission that supports our business, our family, our team members, all of that. But it's no cost to you. It's just an affiliate link. So yeah, if you're VIP, go in there. You can go ahead and take it down now. Yes, Colleen, definitely order from them. You will be obsessed for sure. Okay. Actually, here, let me just, Teresa is saying, I love the roses and peonies. Are those easy for beginners? They are, I would consider slightly more beginner, advanced, intermediate. But I have seen beginners, can you take that down? I have seen beginners do the tea roses and peonies successfully all of the time. So don't let them intimidate you. Go for it. Okay, actually, let me just show you guys because I'm feeling the vibes with the paper right now. 12 by 12. And they have, this is where I also get my distress oxides, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But you can also just go over here and type in Encore. If I can spell. And look at all the colors that they have. So pretty. 25 pages worth. The Hunter Green is another one that's really good, especially for Christmas, as you can see there. And the Tea Green, this one I use a lot too. It's not high up on my other ones are higher, but the Tea Green is really, really good. But yeah, love these. Rosy Red is a good one. So Cantaloupe, if you need something to go with the peach porcelain that I called out earlier, or yeah, I think it was the peach or the misty peach. This one's a good complimentary. Cantaloupe's a good complimentary. I use this one a lot too. But anyways, I just wanted to shout that out there because I'm kind of obsessed with theirs. So yeah. Anyway, all right, let's move on to our next set of tools. Now, what I'm going to do is we started with paper, right? The next tools I'm going to talk about, paper is like a must-have, obviously. Paper flowers, must-have, right? I'm going to go through what I consider the must-haves for the other tools. Then I'm going to go through the things that are nice to haves. Okay. That way you're like, do I really need this? I'm on this budget, whatever it might be. You feel like you can walk in with a clear head of what you need versus what you would like to have. Okay. So the next item would be a wood dowel for shaping. Okay. 1/4 inch wood dowel is what I use. This lets you curl the petals. Okay. 1/4 inch wood dowel. Find them at craft stores, get them on Amazon. Links below in the video description for you. Great for curling. You can even use a spare glue stick. It's not too much thicker than a 1/4 inch wood dowel. So this can be a great way to curl. This is how I actually used to curl all the flowers I would sell on Etsy with. And I had, you hear my husband like so many. I had like little soft bruises on my knuckles from all of the curling and pressing. But it's a good hack if you just don't want to buy the dowel. You're like, I have glue sticks already. I'll just use those. You can totally use those.
Oh, someone's just using a chopstick.
Yes, you could use a chopstick. That would be really smart too. You can get a rounded one, not a square one, but a rounded chopstick. You can also use a pencil in some cases if it's smooth. Like use a pencil, even like a smooth pen. Just make sure it's capped or whatever. All those things of similar sizes you can use, and that's usually easily resourced around the house, and so you don't have to go and buy anything for it. It makes it nice and simple, right?
Someone's like, I use the small paper balloon ball tool.
Yes. We'll get to the tools in a minute. I'm excited. I know you guys are on. You're chomping. Okay. Let's see. Did I get these? Oh. Yeah. No, I'm on the wrong sheet, which is why it's confusing me. Hang on. I'm a physical paper person, so I think
Section 6.
Yeah, section 6. Thank you. I got it now. I got all sorts of turns around over here. We're good. We're back. Okay, so paper, something to curl with, scissors or cutting machine. You need something to cut your templates out with, right? So cutting machine, a lot of you here have cutting machines. Let me know in the chat if you have a cutting machine. Probably most of you have a Cricut, but if you have a Silhouette or their Scan and Cut, any of those can work. It just needs to be compatible with SVG cut file, which most cutting machines are. It's like kind of the standard. So something to cut it out with. If you're cutting by hand, then get a good pair of dedicated scissors that is just for cutting out your flowers and your cardstock. Like, don't be mixing. We're all crafters here. We know we don't mix scissors. We all know that, right? Our husbands don't know that, but we know that. So he knows now after I yelled at him 6 times in a row. Dedicated pair of craft scissors. You need these anyways, even if you're cutting with machine, like you have to have your scissors. And I would say this could be quantified as a nice to have, but I'm going to put it under must haves because it does make your life 10 times easier if you're cutting by hand. Detail scissors. Okay. Detail scissors, just the size of the blade is so much smaller. If you're cutting things like, even like our iris here, it's not that small per se, but you know, like this one here, it's going to be a little easier to cut with something that's a little bit smaller and you have more control over than something that's a bigger blade like this, right? So minimum pair of dedicated scissors, detail scissors, I would recommend if possible, for sure.
But overwhelming majority cutting machines.
Yes, that doesn't surprise me. I know there's plenty of y'all here who joined us for the Cricut Craft Fest and have come into our community because we teach how to use cutting machines and we have a lot of SVG type of projects and that kind of stuff. So it does not surprise me that we are probably like 80-20 on the cutting machine front, probably more than that actually. Okay, wire. So minimum, if you're wanting to stem your flowers, which I think most of us here are going to want to stem flowers, and some of these you have to build on the stem, you're going to need wire. So let's talk about the different gauges of wire. So 18 gauge floral wire, okay? 18 gauge floral wire for your stems, So that's what we're. Now, these are paper covered, which is nice because you can add floral tape, which we'll get to in a minute. But it's just nice that if you don't want to add the floral tape, it's already covered. It's not a bare wire. It's not poking you as much. Those are just benefits. But you can still buy the bare version as well. Sometimes it can save you a few pennies. So 18 gauge floral wire for the stems and 24 gauge floral wire. Now, for those of you who are new or don't know this, the lower the number, the thicker the wire. Thicker meaning stiffer, more inflexible, okay? The higher the number, the thinner or more flexible the wire is, okay? So 24 gauge is used for putting our leaves together. So I'll use it on the leaf because we want something that can be added to the flower stem and doesn't add too much bulk. We want something that can be glued down in a really discreet way. And then we can shape it down or shape it back. And it just looks like it's a part of the leaf then. Just looks like it's part of the leaf, almost like a vein of the leaf, right? And so those will be the two minimum, 18 gauge and 24 gauge, that I'd recommend you have in your space, okay? Now, if you're like, what are some other gauges that I should have? If you're ever working with a much heavier bloom, the tea rose could be an example potentially from this year's lineup. But like last year, we had a sunflower, and sunflower head was heavy. And so this one here is a 16 gauge, it's thicker, and they even make 12 gauge. So it gets even heavier than that. So those can be nice as well. Check out 12 by 12 cardstock shop for the heavier gauge. Also, they have a bunch of paper covered ones on there. If you want the heavier gauge, just type it in their search bar. You'll find it. Okay. So those are wires and the minimums I would recommend for that. Now, glue. Hot glue gun is the way to go. So I use the Surebonder brand. Don't have to have this brand, but mini hot glue gun, regular size hot glue gun, any of those can work. Glue sticks. Okay. This is best because when we're building paper flowers, we need things to dry relatively quickly, not slide around on us, so we can move on to the next layer, right? And so if we're using a liquid glue for flower building, the actual flower building part, it's going to get really slow, like in process. So can be done, but strongly recommend the hot glue approach, okay? And glue sticks, of course. And I like the Surebonder, just the mini one. It sits on a stand like this, okay? And then it charges and it stays hot for up to 2 minutes. You can take it off for up to 2 minutes before you need to put it back on. So I like that because then you don't have to like pull the cord, and I know that can be a little cumbersome. Remember, I started in my dining room. It was not always a studio. We worked our way up to that 12, 13, 14 years later. 14 years later. All right. Yes. And like I said, if you don't have a glue gun, you can still absolutely use the liquid glue. It's just you might need to give it a few minutes in between, especially depending on the type of flower, so that things aren't sliding around on you. Okay. All right. Then we have floral tape. I'm putting this under must-haves just because it's leaves. So we had our poppy leaf here a minute ago, right? And let's take this poppy we were using earlier. So here's my poppy flower. And you can see this, the wire here. It's like this bright green. That's how the wire came. I haven't covered it in anything. And then here's my stemmed leaf, okay? And if you want these on the stem, you're going to place it up against the stem, and then you're going to pull a piece of your floral tape out and wrap it. Now, if you're doing this part, I recommend that you take the floral tape and you cover the whole wire with it first so it matches. Otherwise, if you pair this and then you didn't wrap the stem up here, it's going to look mismatched. And it's not a huge deal, but it is like one of those consistency things that can sometimes just make it look more clean and realistic. So I'm just wrapping this stem real quick to show you kind of the difference. It adds a little bit of thickness to the stem too, which is nice. It gives that bit of texture and thickness. So you can see kind of the color difference there, right here. And then if you're binding your stems together in a bouquet, in an arrangement, you want to just put your actual leaf on. That's where your floral tape is going to come in. And then you can take it off too. So if you're like, oh, I want to reuse my flowers, because as paper flowers, we get to reuse them over and over and over again. Like, that's the brilliance of it, is they don't wilt, they don't die, reuse them, right? So if you're like, oh, I want the leaves off now, then you can just, get the floral tape, unwind it, and then take the leaf off, which is great.
And people, there've been just a few comments. What is the weight of paper that you're using?
Sometimes when you've been a teacher at something for so long, you're like, oh, I forgot the basics. I feel like I'm a pretty solid teacher, but sometimes the little details slip through. So for the weight of paper, and pretty much, unless marked otherwise, 12 by 12 cardstock is all going to be like medium weight. So medium weight cardstock is best. I use 65 pound or 176 grams. Okay. They're GS, is that grams? I think that is.
Yeah.
I'm in the US, guys. Sorry. We're different than the rest of the world. And the sad part is they didn't teach us how to speak the language the rest of the world spoke. So this is medium weight, 65 pound. So it has a nice flexibility to it without easily crumpling. So it holds shape. If you have something that's more like 80 pound, that's also considered medium weight technically. And you can use that. You can use that. So 65 to 80 pound. I like the 65 because I feel like it's when you're dealing with certain flowers and you're curling, you can get a little bit more bumpiness in the curl if you're leaning towards that 80 pound for certain flowers, not all flowers. So just some little notes there for you. All right, someone's saying that Dollar Tree has good wire and tape. Well, that's a good thing. Go check that out. We're moving next month and all my supplies are packed up for selling the house. I have a designated room for my paper crafts and sewing. So excited to finally have my own space. Oh, Karen, that's amazing. So she's moving and she's going to have her own designated space for her paper crafting and her sewing. I love that. And I know we don't all get to have that because it's such a treasure when it's like, sometimes we have kids or we just have smaller spaces, or it's just we share with somebody else or whatever. But yeah, it's such to celebrate when you get that space, and then you get to decorate it how you want. Like, this was the first time I really got to decorate the way I wanted to. It's not decorated over there, but we'll get there eventually. All right, let's move down the list. To the last things I would say are your must-haves are wire cutters and needle nose pliers. Did I lose mine? Can you hop up real quick? I think in that bin over there is my needle nose one on top of the cart. The needle nose pliers, because I'm not seeing them in here.
No.
Yeah, thank you. So wire cutters for cutting down your stems. Okay, that's just important because we're working with our wire. And then needle nose little pliers, like jewelry ones are good. So if you have that, just use that. And the reason this is important is because, what do I do with my other stem? Yep, here it is. Okay. When you're shaping that 18 gauge wire, what we will do on some of our flowers is we will actually shape it down into a little circle. And then, and again, this will all be in the videos, at a 90-degree angle. And we create this little like seat basically for our flower, this little stopper. And you need these to shape. Now, my daughter, she's scrappy. And she is like, Mommy, I don't like these. They don't work in my hand. And she does it with her fingers. So if you want to do it with your fingers, you totally do. But those would be the last two, like kind of must-haves for being successful. So all in all, pretty minimal. And then templates, of course, which we provide for you during the event, and have loads more in our Abby Kirsten universe as well. So yeah, talk about in just a minute. I'm going to pause for comments. We'll talk about next level supplies. So like nice to have things that you can work up to over time. Okay. $17 by $42 room. Dang, that's nice. Yep, we're going to get to the distress next. Those are the nice to haves. Wow. Okay, cool. You guys have had some cool spaces. I love that. Dedicated craft room. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right. What brand is my glue gun? Is Surebonder. Links below in the video description for you. Just click show more and all the links will be there for you. Surebonder. Okay, let's talk about the nice to have supplies. I know you guys are asking about the tool set. I know you're asking about the distress. So we're going to start there. All right. So my paper bloom shaping mat and tool set. Okay, this is just a creation of my own invention. And this is a nice tool set here and there's a build with basics video on this during the event. So if you want to learn how to use this tool set and you want to purchase it, and again, the link's below in the video description for you if you want it. My husband will be dropping it in the chat, but I know it's moving fast. Comes with 4 tools. Okay, each has 2. So there's 8 ball tool heads here, all different sizes. Then we got the mat. Sorry, throw away from me. Got the mat. And this is a nice, flexible, kind of pliable surface so that when you take, can you hand me a template over there? I'm sorry, I know I'm making you like fetch one of the just flower templates, one of the bins. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. So that when you this up here in the air, you guys, so use your imagination if we're on a desk because you'll have pressure, you're pushing down on a desk, right? But you actually push into the mat and it rolls it up. Okay. So I don't have a camera set up for that, but if we do it, it's gonna push and curl. You're gonna have better pressure than I will because you'll be on the surface. But you see how it curled that? Up like that, gives it a nice, authentic curled look. Right here. Yep. So that's one of the ways you can use it. There's a bunch of other ways, like you can draw on the leaves. So you can draw veining and ridging. I would take the smallest one. Okay. And I would, again, you'd be on a desk, not in the middle of the air, but you can draw with pressure, little veins down the center and up the side. And then you can actually see, I don't know if I'll pick up a camera. You can see it a little bit right there. Yeah. And you can draw details into it. So, and then as someone mentioned earlier, you can use this part to curl with as well. So if we want to, let's take this one. So let's take this one. You want to take this and you want to hold it right like this, and you can press and curl, get that shape. That. And all these details that I'm going over here, just high level, they're all in the videos next week, guys. So lots more detail in there, but you can use that to curl and shape your flowers. So it's a nice addition, not a must-have, but a great, not a must-have, but a great nice-to-have. So you can find links for that below if you would like the paper bloom shaping mat and tool set. And I am going to be giving away 2 of these at the end of the giveaways. Okay, so somebody will get this. A packaged one, not an open one, a packaged one. All right, just a minute here. Looks like a must-have tool for me. I'm glad you feel that way, Karen. It is a good tool to have. Like, it's just one of those ones you can turn to a lot. And those extra details, yes, you're right, Joyce. Those extra details, they do make all the difference in the world. But if you're brand new, don't feel overwhelmed by all the options. Just start basic and then explore new levels of skill development and technique over time. All right, distressings and oxides, because I know everyone wants to know. So distressings and oxides, let's see. Way I like to use mine. And again, there's a whole in-depth video on this dropping next week for those Bloom with Basics series. So you can use it to add color and shading to your flowers. And as you can see here with this one that I curled a minute ago, this is the color of the paper. It's a nice, this is my marigold color that I recommend. This is the color of the paper, but I wanted the underside to have a bit of contrasting color like flowers do in real life, right? So I got distress oxides in this case. And you can see, I'll just fold this back, see the two-toned color? And we just swirled that on with a complementary color of our distress oxide. So this is my marigold paper that I love. And then I used crackling campfire distress oxide. Now they come in endless colors, all on 12 by 12 cardstock shop. By the way, you can also find them on Amazon. But I always try to recommend 12 by 12 because, again, like, love supporting small business. Everything's there in once. You can get it all in one shipment. It's just nice and convenient. So, but they have so many different colors. I spent years building up my color stash. So let's talk about the ones that I use the most. You're like, what are your top ones, Abby? My top ones are picked raspberry. It's a nice, rich pink color. Victorian velvet. It's like a dusty pink. Crackling campfire, which I just showed you. Wild honey. It's a nice, rich yellow. Twisted citron. I highly recommend that if you're going with greens, get a lighter version and a darker version. So my lighter version is Twisted Citron. My darker version is Lucky Clover. And then I like the Dusty Concord for any time I'm pairing a purple with another shade of purple paper, or even sometimes with a blue paper. Antique linen. Absolutely adore the antique linen because it works so well with ivories, whites, and cream papers. So if you're planning to do an ivory, white, or cream sort of setup, antique linen, I would say, is definitely up there as a must. And then frayed burlap is great for when you're trying to add that little bit of brown hue to, like, either leaves or a particular flower that or even leaves in general, but also like eucalyptus, where we'll sometimes use like a touch of that. These are my top ones. Out of these here, what have we got? We got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think, something like that. I habitually use the picked raspberry, the lucky clover, and the wild honey, and the linen. Those top 4, linen, wild honey, picked raspberry, and clover. Those top 4 are like on repeat all the time with me. And then these collectively are ones that I would say are just in general my most go-to. But they have so many. So just to show you, because I didn't have a blue up there, and I know some of you are like, well, I'm leaning into blue flowers, or I want to do blue hydrangeas. What would you pair with that? Okay. I have a whole stack, and then I have a whole drawer over there.
All your beans are to the outside.
Yeah, we'll get to dip soap, but I will cover high level of that. Can you go into my drawer over there where the other oxides are, and pull out a couple of the blue ones? Top drawer. This is one that I just this is one that I just got, called iced spruce, and it's kind of like a green meets blue in a dusty. So it works really nice for like the eucalyptus. I've only used it the once, but I did want to call that out. If you want a more vibrant blue, thank you, that should be good. Yeah, if you want a more vibrant blue, they have a salty ocean and a peacock feathers. Okay. So the salty ocean is a little more like a sky blue. The peacock feather has a little bit more green in it. So it's peacock feather, more like that creamy, tealy turquoise sort of color. But it's very vibrant. Like the saturation is very robust on those. If you're wanting things that aren't as saturated, look for the ones that are more earth toned. So like this one is peacock, right? You can see the saturation just in that tone right there. And this one here is the ice spruce, and it's a little bit more earthy, a little more muted. Got a little bit more shading in it, a little more black and gray is in this color versus this bright color here. So I find that these can be really good as more subtle, like the more earthy tone ones, a little more subtle. Okay. And pads, so you guys can see what they look like on the inside. You can see how rich that color is. That's the salty ocean one. Pads these are the nice and big ones. They do make some mini ones too. I think they're mostly in ink stuff. recommend that you can do it because it's easier when loading your brush up. So when you're doing your brush, okay, ink blending brushes, Amazon, links below again. These are my favorite because they have such fine bristles. Okay, these fine bristles here are going to make it possible to build your color progressively. So you don't want to put pressure. Okay, you want to, and again, the video that's dropping next week goes over all the details of this. You don't want to put a lot of pressure because then it's going to be becoming a stamp effect. We want the color to build. So it's like a light feathering touch, and then you add a little bit more, slight more pressure as you go, but you really keep it light, and the color builds itself up, and it creates that nice blending effect. Okay. Now, to briefly discuss the difference between the distress inks and the distress oxides. The distress oxides are a little bit more opaque. They're a little bit more potent in the color, and they generally will sit more on top of the paper. The distress inks, on the other hand, they're a little less potent, and the paper tends to absorb them more. In my experience, distress oxides have been the winner for paper flowers. If you have distress inks, use them. I'm not saying abandon your distress inks and you can't use them. Use them. You might just need to like let the color build a little bit longer to get the effect you're looking for, or make sure you're contrasting your pairings really well. For example, do I have a purple? Yes, I do. I have a purple. Actually, no. Let's do the yellow. That'll work. For example, this paper is the honey bear color for Encore Texture, honey bear. And then I have one called Wild Honey. These two pair nice together because this is a few shades more saturated and richer. It's always better to pair a more rich distress ink or oxide, deeper color, with a lighter paper than the reverse. You can add, in the case of like the Victorian Velvet, that's not this one, this is the Tea Rose, but the Victorian Velvet. In the case of like the Victorian Velvet, this one's a lot lighter. So I would pair this with a deep pink paper. But we need to make sure there's contrast between them, okay? So, for example, clear yes, no. This, I believe this is the, I want to say mulberry, but it's one of the two pinks that you guys had earlier. You can go back and watch the replay. This darker one works good with this Victorian Velvet because there's such a contrast. If I were to go down a shade in paper, see how this one's lighter than this one? You might see it a little bit, but you're not going to see it nearly as much. Okay, so high contrast between the colors. Generally speaking, if you compare a deeper, more saturated color hue with a lighter paper, it's going to look best. Okay? Let me pause for just a minute.
Somebody said it would be cheaper if you would just adopt
it. Wait, someone said it would be cheaper if I just adopt them?
Yeah, for supplies.
Okay. Well, this isn't exactly on the adopt. Oh, so thank you for the compliment. It's very sweet. When in our A-Stars membership, that's our year-round community that happens every single month. We like basically supply sponsor thing where we'll put like, we'll choose winners from our members to do giveaways too. And so it's just a random drawing, but it helps when it's like, I'm going to create, but also I ran out of this supply. I need a supply sponsor. So maybe we should make that a more like, a wide known term. Like, yeah, let's just sponsor each other for supplies each month. I think that'd be fun. Okay. So again, there'll be a much more in-depth video on distress inks and oxides dropping during the Flowerfest starting June 4th. So just know that if you want to experiment with how they look and work and go over that in more detail, watch that video. All right, let's talk next. Most affordable place. I'm seeing a question here. Most affordable place to buy distress oxides. So I would say Hey, babe, can you go on Amazon real quick and just type in distress oxide and see what a single one costs? Because I can cost compare. I know what the other price is on the other site. I can cost compare for them real quick. Don't buy them at craft stores. Don't buy them at craft stores. Please don't. I love me some craft stores. Got nothing against them, but they have a bigger profit margin they're trying to make for it. So they tend to be like 30, 40% higher at craft stores.
They are between $7 and $9 for each individual on Amazon.
Okay, so 12 by 12 cardstock is the clear winner. So there's our $5.99 to $6.99. And Amazon is sounding like it's between 6 and 9. I'm sorry, 7 and 9. Excuse me. 7 and 9 on Amazon, 5 to 6 on 12 by 12 cardstock shop. Basically, just go buy stuff at 12 by 12 cardstock shop. That's all I have to say. That's what I do. And like I said, start with like a swatch book and then be like, look at your distresses, just like I just went over. So it'd be like, oh, I know I'm going to do this color. Look at what they have on their site. I can tell this is a more saturated color. Go with that one. Because what happens is, I think as crafters, guilty, we will sit there and be like, add to cart, add to cart. I want this one. Oh, I want this one. And then we're like, I don't know what to do when I need to pare my cart down. Giving yourself a little bit of help by at least having that swatch book and being like, this is the flower I'm going to create. A lot of you said iris, some of you said roses. Here's the paper I'm going to get. Okay. Now I know I want to pair with this. And then you just do that on repeat as you're able. And then before you know it, you'll have a lot to choose from. And these last a really long time. I have some that I've had in here for 2 years. You can use a little spray bottle to re-moisten them anytime you need to. Again, all that's in the video. I'm literally stepping on my own video next week. You're going to be like, oh yeah, she said that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Speaking on a similar but different note, let's talk about acrylic paint markers. Okay. So you're going to see me feature these with our iris flowers, specifically when we go to do this detail. And you'll see it in a few other videos too. But there's some things that distress oxides and inks, when you're trying to do the brushes, you need more of a fine point. You need a more concentrated point to get the color you're trying to create, because you're trying to draw more than you are trying to just apply and blend, right? So, over here. There is not an exact brand. Okay. I will get, there's links below if you want to be like, oh, that's the one Abby bought. Go get that one. Okay. Because I know some people are like, I want the one you bought. Check out the link below. This one I think is called. Nope. There's the. It's just called acrylic. That can't be the name of their brand.
It was
Just called acrylic. I'm like, that's not the name of their brand, is it? I mean, points for branding if it is, but I don't think that's the name of their brand. There's links below, you guys. Go find the links below. But and we're adding, let me get the right color here. Sort of like this gold one here. We have a nice brush tip. Okay. And some of these, you can even find ones that are dual tipped. So like this one is one of the ones I used for the, can you call out? Can you go and find, tell me what the brand is so I can just call it out for everyone, even though I know it's linked, but for the iris here, as an example, I used a white to help feather out the edges of this design approach we're doing here. But what's nice is some of the ones that are dual tip, they have the brush on one side, okay? And they have fine point on the other side. So it gives you different mode and means to create things with like a fuller line, a thinner line. So these are great. This other one here that I have, I don't like them as much as I like the dual tip ones, which my husband is currently going to look at the brand name.
The dual tip ones are Winsons.
Winsons?
Winsons.
Winsons is the brand.
Win and Sons combined.
Winsons. Links are below for you, but that's the dual tip one. These are my favorite. Okay, these aren't bad, but they don't have dual tip. They do, but they're not fine point, and they're just two different colors. So I have found that this one doesn't actually have color shades that match as well. So I would recommend the dual tip ones. The fine, like, but yeah. Anyways, okay. Let me pause real quick here. Okay. Yes, if you're like, some of you say that, you can use them for paper flowers. They're great. Now you're not really gonna get a lot of blending unless you happen to have, like you can maybe use a little bit of like a damp paintbrush. You might be able to kind of like spread it a little bit. But obviously we don't want to soak our petals. So just be mindful of that. So there is that. Let's move on to our next one. Where are we at? Paper, scissors, craft glue. Okay, craft glue. So I did say hot glue in general, but a liquid craft glue is still important as well, because going back to our leaf here, when we add leaves, whether we're doing a simple glue down the back kind of approach like this, and then creating the top of the leaf like this, or we're doing a double-sided where the wire is sandwiched in between like we do with our iris leaves. Okay, so this is 2 cuts back to back with the 24 gauge wire in the middle. This approach here is just glue the wire down the middle and then shape it back, okay? No matter which approach you're doing with your leaves, liquid craft glue is going to be what I would recommend. I did use hot glue before. I've used it before. It works. The reason I don't recommend the hot glue is because it's chunkier. And even when it dries, even if you try to get it on there thin, it's chunkier. And so you're not getting this nice flush result. Like this is 2 put back to back, and you can see it's pretty flush. It's hard to tell that it's 2 initially, right? So that's why I recommend the liquid craft glue. This is the Barely Art brand. Okay, this is the only liquid craft glue I use in my craft room because I love it so much. Dries pretty quickly overall, not as quick as hot glue, but pretty quickly overall. Very strong hold. Excellent if you love to do like shadow boxes and other paper crafts too. So just keep that in mind, because that's a huge plus if you're like, I have other projects I can do this with. A lot of you are probably already pens. I adore the Tombow pens. Love them, love them. That's one of those things too that you just kind of have to be prepared to splurge on, because they can be a little bit on the higher side of things. Yes, lots of you saying this is the only glue you use. A good reason. When you find some good products, you're like, that's it. That's the one. Keeping that one. All right. These last few are definitely firmly in the camp of nice to have. They are like take or leave, and really it's situational more than anything. Like, what is your intention? So when we're talking about like our plants, and we're wanting to create that shiny leaf like we see on my lemon lime prayer plant that's dropping and the monstera plant, you're going to want to get some of the gloss version of Mod Podge. Okay, and a brush. I like a flat paintbrush for that. You can also use the foam ones. If you have the cheap foam ones, those work too. This is for when you're doing the plant. So here's my plant. Okay. This is her. Is she pretty? Pretty. But see how shiny the leaves are? Which of course is how these plants are supposed to look. So that's how we're creating that effect. And if you're not intending to really explore plants very much at this time, then you don't even need to worry about these supplies. But I just wanted to throw them in there because it is a good, nice to have if you're wanting to venture into that territory at some point. Definitely would explore that. Okay. All right. Let me pause real quick here. Thank you, Amy. Yes, I think that plant might be my favorite make for it might be. There's so many others I'm like, oh, that was good too. But every time I see that one, I don't know, like I'm a Virgo, so I'm an earth sign. So anything with like gardening in general like makes me happy and being outdoors, but like something about plants and then how that plant turned out just makes me so happy. Okay, awesome. So the last 2 would be your vessels, aka your vases, and then how to what to use to stick your stems into your vases. So let's talk about, I'm going to call them vessels. Okay, that's technically the floral arranging word for it is a vessel. When you think about your vessels and your vases, okay, think about how many flowers you're going to use first. If you're like, I know I'm going to make a ton of flowers, it's going to be a big bold arrangement, then you're going to go with something obviously that's a little bit bigger. But the thing took me years to realize until I actually took time to study and understand floral arrangements a little bit more, is you never want your vase, your vessel, to be bigger than your arrangement. So if I was taking this vessel here and I was going to add just 3 or 4 simple, I feel like it's echoing. It is. It's echoing. You guys hear it? I'm over here talking and my voice is bouncing out of the vase. If you're going to add just a small amount to any vessel that's rather large, it's going to look disproportional, because what's going to happen is your eye is going to go here instead of here with your flowers. Okay. So if you're like, I only have 3 or 4 stems, great. You're going to want something more like this. Okay. Because you want the flower to be the focal point. You don't want the vase to be dominating. Now, these are a little more traditional in terms of a classic vase, but you can also get more, sorry, I got markers rolling away. You can also get more elongated ones like this. Okay, so this is a little wood box that you can do. So think in terms of, and again, if you're joining us for that floral arranging on Saturday for our VIPs, we're going to talk about this too. But what is the composition that you're going for, right? So in the case of this, I would want this to go up a little bit, obviously, but then I would want it to also go out because of the roundness of what's going on down here. We want it to go beyond, okay? And you can make it very symmetrical. You can make it asymmetrical. We'll explore a little bit more of that later, but you want it to shoot different directions. You want it to be bigger than the vase, okay? And for this one here, obviously, we know we're going to be going horizontal and long. And same is true, just because this is lower, it's a lower profile, whereas this is a higher profile, okay? Lower profile doesn't mean we don't want things going beyond. We do. So you're going to want things shooting out. So just like I showed you this one, this is the arrangement we're working on for that VIP workshop on Saturday. I used the same vase or vessel here. See how that went so much beyond on each side, okay? So you need to think about your composition and choose a vessel more than anything that's going to match the amount you're working with. So most people can go a lot smaller than they think if they're just doing a handful of flowers, which is great because then you don't have to go buy a big expensive vase or vessel, right? So, and to put into your vases, there's 2 options. Foam, which not the most sustainable thing. We all know that. But it is an option. Okay. So just getting one of those coarse floral foams, Hobby Lobby, Amazon, all those places, allows you to stick your stems in. Okay. If you want a more sustainable option, chicken wire. Okay. Chicken wire is a great option. Sorry, did you say something?
I just made chicken noise.
Oh. My husband's over here making chicken noises and I don't know what's going on. So chicken wire. This I got on Amazon. And you basically cut a piece down. This is the one I'll be featuring on Saturday. You cut a piece down, which I'm not going to do now, and you roll it. I don't think it's going to come off, but you roll it in on itself. So you actually mold it and roll it in, and then it creates that sort of cage effect to stick your stems in, and then they don't go sliding all over the place and you're able to shape things and all that. Okay. So chicken wire is good. A scrappy option, if you want to be super, super scrappy, is they make a clear vase tape. It's clear, looks like this. And what you can do is you can take your vase or vessel and over the opening, I'll show you in just a second. Let's see, I think I need scissors. You can actually tape up over the opening like this. You'd go back and forth a bunch of times. It'll look like a checkerboard kind of effect. And then this will help hold the stems and keep them from limping. Now, it doesn't give you anything down here to really grip it into, but this is pretty cheap on Amazon. Look for just vase tape. and it can be a good scrappy option if you're on a budget. So that is the things you would need for thinking in terms of arrangement building, okay? And we'll go over this a bit more in detail for that VIP workshop on Saturday. All right, let me pause here for just a minute. Yes, and you can use all these for real flowers too. Someone's saying that in the chat. Thank you for pointing that out. This isn't just a paper flower thing. Basically, all of the concepts that I teach are the paper floral basic knowledge in terms of arrangement and design, floral design, all of that. I'm just translating it here. The only element we don't have to worry about is hydrating our stems and putting water into the vessel and that kind of stuff, or using water-soaked foam, because our flowers don't die. You get to enjoy them forever, more than just a couple weeks, right? So yes, Jennifer, there is a discount code for 12 by 12 if you're a VIP. So if you are, log into your account, and then you can go ahead and snag that 15% off, which for these papers and distress and stuff like that, it'll add up. It'll be a really good option. Yes. Yeah, all these things are also used in the real flower arrangements too. Amy's asking, could you use Scotch tape for that? I mean, I don't see why if you don't want to get that scrappy, you couldn't. It might, I don't know how well it might stick compared. It's comparative to like the vase though, and the vessel you choose. So I say try it. I don't see any immediate reason why you couldn't do that and explore that. So that's a really good scrappy option, because a lot of us have some tape lying around, don't we? And that just works. Okay. Oh, I like this. Someone said I use some empty perfume bottles for small flowers. That's good. You can treat the perfume bottles like bud vases. Yeah, bud vases. That'd be great. I love that. I love that. All right. Chicken wire game changer. Yes, it is. It is. All right, my friends. Woo, how are we feeling? I know there's a lot of information. We've been on here an hour and 40 minutes together. I think this is the longest we've hung out together. Usually it stops like an hour and a half, but that was a lot. But I really wanted to set you guys up for success. Now, we are going to move into our giveaways. That's the last part today. And we're going to do the giveaways in 2 parts, okay? Part 1 is going to be I'm going to choose from the people who've been submitting in the group, okay? And whether you submitted by just sharing about the event because you were a free ticket holder, or you're a VIP holder and you posted a photo, we've already randomly drawn 3 people for that, a mixture of those folks. So we're going to do the Cricut Maker 4. I'm going to announce that winner. And then I'm going to announce 2 winners for 4 packs of the 12 by 12 cardstock in my top 4 colors. Okay. So we're going to announce those. And then I'm going to ask you all a question for everybody who's still live with me here. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to ask a question for all of our real-time attendees. And then you're going to post your answer, and I'll give you a minute. And then I'm going to give away 5 of the VIP Flower Power Passes. Even if you're already a VIP, we will refund you. So still enter, okay? And 2 of the paper bloom shaping mats and tool set. Okay. So that tool set that we did, it was this mat with the tools. I'm going to give away 2 of those as well. Okay. So up first, we'll announce, I got it. I'll go over for our cardstock winners. So congratulations to Samantha Brittain. She shared about our event. She's one of our free ticket holders who shared about it. Well, she might be a VIP, I don't know. But she shared about our event. Congratulations. You have won 4 packs of 12 by 12 cardstock. And congratulations to Anna Marie Timmons. You have also won. Now, if you are here, raise your hand, say, hey. If you're not here, don't worry. We're going to tag you if you're like watching the replay. We're going to tag you in these posts to let you know. Thank you for sharing. You are one of the winners. And can you put up just the hello Abby Kirsten? If you are here, if Samantha or Anna Marie is here, you can send us your shipping address to hello@abbykirstencollections.com. It should come up on the screen in just a second. Send it to that email and we will get that shipped out to you. Okay, now second winner from those posting in the group is going to be for our Cricut Maker 4. And our Cricut Maker 4 winner is, congrats to Sandy Diddy. She made these beautiful iris flowers, a whole vase full of them. You are our winner of the Cricut Maker 4. If you're here, Sandy, give us a hey. If you're not here, we will tag you and we will let you know that you are the winner so we can send you your brand new Cricut Maker 4. All right, so I'm going to now, congratulations to our winners. Thank you guys for sharing and participating in our group. Now, I'm going to do the second part of our giveaway, which is for everybody who's sitting here, okay? And then there's going to be a bunch more giveaways happening next week as well during the event, and I'll cover what that's going to look like, just some of the prizes that are coming down the pipeline while y'all are typing in your answers, okay? All right, 1 second. I just love that our community is like, congratulations. It's like, I didn't win and I'm still happy for you. So good. It's so positive.
And Sandy is on the live now.
Hi, Sandy. Yay! Congratulations. Your flowers were beautiful. And we're going to be doing so many more giveaways like this. Okay. So second part, again, 5 VIP passes and 2 paper bloom shipping mat and tool sets. All you have to do is answer the question I am about to ask. We're going to give everyone time to respond, and then we're going to randomly scroll and stop, pick our winners. Okay. If you already have a VIP, please still enter. We will refund you. All right. My question to you is, why did you sign up for Flowerfest? Just tell me your why and be as detailed as you want to be. There's no time rush. I'm going to talk for a few minutes. Give me your why. This is what drew me in. This is why I'm excited to learn paper flowers. I do it every year because I love it, because ... Like, what's your why? What's the emotion it brings you? What's the thing that is like, this lights me up? Give me your why. Maybe you love making things because it brings you joy. Maybe it's because you love making gifts and you have a lot of people to give to. Maybe it's because you love decorating for something. Whatever your reasons, tell me exactly in your own words why you decided to join for Flowerfest. Okay?
What are we doing now?
What?
Which prize pack are we doing first?
I'm going to give them time to answer.
Okay.
And then we're going to choose for all of them just out of once they've had time to settle. So while you guys are taking time to answer why you signed up for Flowerfest, why you love making paper flowers, all that good stuff, let me talk about the rest of the giveaways that are happening during the event. So the way it's going to work for the rest of the event is, and this goes for all VIPs, all free ticket holders, doesn't matter what status you are. On June 4th, we have our snake plant workshop at 2 p.m. And on June 5th at 2 p.m., we have our Q&A with me. I will be announcing winners on those lives. You do not have to be live to win. Just want to make sure that's super clear. You do not have to be live to win. The criteria for entering for the remaining giveaways that I'll go over in a minute for the rest of this week is to continue to post in that Facebook group your photos. It can be a flower in progress, a completed flower. It can be, I shared about the event in another Facebook group with a friend, whatever, took a screenshot, plopped it in the group. Okay? So it can be any of that. So it doesn't matter what your status is. Continue to share. And we just randomly are choosing, it's just a random process. And we're choosing winners that I will announce on those 2 lives, the 4th and the 5th. So the prizes are going to be a Joy Extra and the Distress Oxide and Blending Brush bundle on day 1. Those are the 2 I'm going to do on day 1, the 4th. Okay. And then on Friday for that live, the Q&A, we're going to be needing 2 Amazon gift cards and a glue set, which will include the Surebonder glue gun and the Barely Art glue. So those are the prizes coming down the pipeline next week. Still some really good ones to grab. I do have some additional surprises for all of you who are VIPs that are joining that live on Saturday. Okay. So there is some goodies in there too for you. But for everybody else, keep sharing your photos in the group. Keep sharing about the events. If you're a free ticket holder and you haven't made anything yet, you can still participate. Keep doing all that. Obviously, as a free ticket holder, you'll start making things the 4th and the 5th, so you can make and post and all of that. And you'll be entered to win. There's nothing else you have to do. And we'll announce those winners, okay, during those lives. And because I have to say this, does have to be your own photo. You need to be 18 years or older. We're not affiliated with any of these social media platforms. We will never ask for sensitive information. Be mindful of impersonators. the killjoys out there. Don't fall for them. No purchase is necessary. All of that good stuff. Okay. All right. So now everybody's had a chance. I'll give you just another second to finish up for your why. Why Flowerfest? Why do you have paper flowers? The why. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and choose, or actually my husband's probably going to choose because he can keep up with the chat better than I can. He's going to randomly pick 5 VIP pass winners and 2 paper bloom shaving mat and tool set. Okay. So let me just see here. I love that. One person said, my why to join? Why? Why not? Why not? That's right. To make gifts. They're happy to have in the house. Crafting brings me joy. I need fun in my life. Never tried paper flowers before. Helps relieve stress. Making a bouquet for my newly adopted granddaughter. Oh, congratulations. I joined because I love the flowers that you make. I've never made flowers before. It's so much fun. Paper crafting brings me joy. Everything is beautiful. Love flowers. They comfort me because you're an amazing teacher. Thank you, Jenna. That's very sweet. All right. So many good ones. Enjoy your flowers. Amazing teacher. Thank you, guys. To display in my house, to give to friends, to learn something new. Because you spoil us. I love that. Because you spoil us. Can't keep real plants alive. See you. Actually, keep real plants alive now. So that I'm gonna have to graduate out of that club and be like, all right, that'll be a whole new series. We'll do a real flower fest in the future. Here's how to keep your plants alive. I got a long road to go before we. Hoping with paper. I like that. Okay. And then making flowers gives me more resourcing. Okay, it's back. It might glitch in a second. Well, you guys will probably hear this after it's already glitched. We're okay. We're back. Thank you guys for bearing with us on the techie weirdness today. I know it's been a little laggy. That's my fault. But we're gonna go ahead and pick our winners. Okay. So Mike, can you randomly scroll back and forth a few times through all the comments? Stop, call a name out, and I'll announce our winners. We'll start with the 5 VIP passes first.
All right. I'm trying to get back to the top.
Yeah. We're at 1,100 comments on here, you guys. I just love how engaged you are. It makes me happy. It makes me happy.
All right. First winner is at Kathy Matthews 8368.
Say it again.
Kathy Matthews 86.
Kathy Matthews.
Kathy Matthews.
Kathy Matthews. If you see her comment in there, I believe if you hover, you can actually display it. Yeah, there you go. Kathy Matthews, 8368. You are a VIP pass winner. If you've already purchased, just send us an email. We'll put our email back up here in a minute and we'll refund you. If you haven't purchased yet, you now have a VIP pass. Yay! I'll pick the next one real quick. My husband's taking down your information just to make sure. Congratulations. Okay. There we go. I wanted to get that to go away. Our next winner for a VIP pass is Brenda Lopez. Pick me, please. She randomly just stopped in my feed. So we're going to pick you today, Brenda. Congratulations. You have a VIP pass. Please reach out to us. Let me get that up on the screen. There we go. Our email right there. hello@abbykirstycollections.com. And we'll get you your pass. Congratulations. All right. Do you have another one picked over there?
I'm sorry. Something back and forth between.
Here, I can pick.
Yeah.
Me too. I'll just scroll through, randomly scrolling, and randomly. Okay. Congratulations to Smoking Cats. I love this. I just stopped and saw Smoking Cats. I was like, yep, that's the one.
My cat doesn't want to eat paper flowers and plants. They always work for me. Fabulous. I love that. Well, congratulations. You are a winner of VIP Flower Power Pass. Send us a message at hello@abbykirstingcollections.com and we will get you set up and good to go. All right. You want to pick the next one? You got one?
Next one is.
Oh, Debbie Morano. Debbie Morano, congratulations. They look so real to display around the house. Oh, we have another cat. I'm sensing a theme. We all are pet lovers around here. Miss Liberty's sleeping over there. For those of you who craft with me regularly, she's asleep on the rug. Not being too noisy today. Congratulations, Debbie. You can reach out to us at that email there. And if you've already purchased, we'll refund you, of course. Okay. And we need one more, right? For VIP?
Yeah.
All right. You got one or you need me to flip through and find them? Okay. Evelyn Gonzalez. Yes. To decorate my daughter's graduation party. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. May has so many good reasons to craft, doesn't it? Mother's Day and celebrations and occasions. A lot of showers tend to happen in May as well. Congratulations. You're our 5th winner of the VIP Flower Power Pass. And reach out to that email there. Okay. We're going to do our paper bloom shaping mat and tool set. Two winners for that. Okay. So that's this one, the mat, and then the 4-bowl tool. And I'm just going to pick again from everyone's questions they've already answered, keeping it nice and simple. So can you go ahead and pick 2? Or do you need me to pick one?
You pick one up.
All right. We're each going to just pick one. Every time I stop, I see the word cat. I think we have a lot of cat lovers here. Oh, okay. Randomly scrolling back, forward. Stop. You got one? Okay. I'm overthinking it. I'm like, Carlotta. I'm not going to say your last name because I don't want to. Vescas. Okay. You are the winner of our paper bloom shaping mat and tool set. Yay! Congratulations. You can send us an email with your shipping address. Okay, let me put that back up there. I have to put it up every time we do a comment. hello@abbykirstingcollections.com, and we will ship this out to you. And yes, it's fine if you're international. We got you covered. We got you covered. Last one. I think I'm supposed to pick now. All right. All right. Randomly picking Chatty Soup. I love making anything paper, especially flowers for gifting and decorating. Congratulations. You are our winner of the 2nd paper bloom shaping mat and tool set. Congratulations. We will get that shipped out to you. Let me put that banner back up for our email. Just send us an email. Okay. Woo, how are we all feeling? That was a lot of information, right? But this was so much fun. I do want to remind everyone that the early bird VIP Flower Power Pass is expiring June 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. So if you want, sorry, let me put that down. Yep. If we want lifetime access to all of these workshops, we want to start crafting now and not wait until the 4th. We want all the templates, the worksheets, the PDF template, everything. And we want those 6 bonus workshops I showed you earlier. We want that flower arranging like a pro on Saturday with me. That's a live workshop. We want those treat boxes, the collectible stickers, the color theory guide, and the discount to 12 by 12 cardstock shop. Then make sure you grab it while it's still the early bird price of $47 through June 3rd. After that, it is going to increase. And when the event is over, the pass is going to disappear. We touched on that earlier. So this content is good to grab now, but once we wrap up, that's it. It's not available out there elsewhere to go and buy later on. So grab it now. And I will be coming back and checking comments in this live over the next several days. So if you're watching the replay, and thank you guys for enduring a little bit of slowness to the stream. That was my fault. It's funny. the bars have gone up now. Did you do something or? Yeah. I think it's just the aliens up in the simulation having fun with us today. It's just tech being tech. But you guys have been so gracious and so fun and so amazing. As always, we have our snake plant. The next time you'll see me live is snake plant 2 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, June 4th. I don't know why I keep thinking it starts Wednesday. On June 4th. And of course, all our other workshops will be dropping that morning. Make sure you're staying on our email list, being on the lookout for that email that's dropping. And all those links will be sent to you. Thank you guys so much. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. And may you enjoy making paper flowers. Okay? Thank you all. I'll see you guys on June 4th for our Snake Plant Live. Bye for now.